Hey Hoops, St. Joseph Sports Hall of Fame Classic here in downtown St. Joe as we are game 3 of 17, game 3 of 4 of the night here as the Lafayette Fighting Irish, the 8-0 Irish take on the 5-1 Park Hill South. I tell you what, this is a matchup that I've really been excited for since I've seen it since the Holiday Hoop schedule came out. You got a 5-1 Park Hill South team who finished who lost in the district championship game last year to Staley. In a 51-43 matchup. They were 28-1. They were 28-0 going into that game. They are 5-1 this season. They got a couple big wins. The only loss comes to St. Teresa on 3 days ago. They lost that one 37-28. So a Park Hill South team, they're led by the 4-star Texas commit Addison Borgen. And I tell you what, she gets everything going for this team. We'll talk more about her later. For Lafayette, they are 8-0 to start off this season, and it's been a really good 8-0. They've played 5 teams over 500. They've beat all 5. They took down Mid-Buck 2 nights ago on Tuesday night. They have handled business this season for sure. They're led by multiple people. They're led by sophomore Rosalind McDevitt. They're also led by junior Lanaya Carringer, and they're led by junior Emery Oman. So a very deep Lafayette Fighting Irish team versus the Park Hill South team that maybe is down a little bit from last year. They lost 2 of their 3 leading scorers. Of course, they returned their leading scorer, but they lose 2 of their 3 leading scorers, so trying to fill those spots has been a tough start to the season. But they find themselves 5-1. We'll be back here with tip-off in less than a minute.
The Missouri State High School Ladies Association promotes good sportsmanship and places a high priority to athletic events are conducted in a safe and enjoyable manner. We request the cooperation and supporting the student athletes, coaches, and officials in tonight's game in a positive manner. Profanity and other derogatory comments will not be tolerated and could be grounds for removal. We thank you for your cooperation. Happy holidays and welcome to the City Arena here in downtown St. Joseph, Missouri.
Downtown St. Joseph, Missouri here, and it's Park Hill South. They'll be the away team tonight. They'll be in the black uniforms. I believe actually they're gray uniforms. And then the St. Joseph Lafayette Fighting Irish, they will be in the white uniforms. This game is presented by Texas Roadhouse of St. Joseph, Missouri. Park Hill South High School, they're led the 6'2 junior, number 1, Addison Borgia, the Texas commit. This is going to be a fun one. This is by far the best player Lafayette will play all season. She's by far the best player on this Park Hill South roster. Following her, this is 5'6 junior, number 2, Gabby King. Also, number 14, Sarah Lindstrom, the junior, the 5'7 junior. Number 12, Paige Farber, the junior, and her sister, number 23, the freshman, Nora Farber. So you got a freshman in that group. You have a pair of juniors, and then you have the junior, Addison Borgen, the Texas commit, the 4-star. For Lafayette, they're led the sophomore guard, number 10, Tinley Davidstick. The junior forward, number 13, Emery Oman. The freshman guard, Nini Ross, number 20, junior center, number 23, Lanaya Carringer, and then they also have out there number 22, Katana Bigham, the junior guard. So I tell you what, Lafayette's going to have their hands full. By far their toughest test so far this season for Park Hill South. This was an hour trip up here for Lafayette. They're just down the road. We got a good one set to tip off here. And this is by far maybe Addison's toughest, maybe tallest test so far yet this season. With Renee Carringer at the jump ball. The Addison Borgen jumping for Park Hill South. The head coach for Lafayette is Ryan Madison. Assistant coaches Charlie Lewis, Kalen Brown, and Craig Wolf. And the manager, Maya Long. Lafayette's going to win the tip. They get it over to Tinley Davidson. This is a very, looks like they're going to be in a 2-3 zone here earlier. They find Lanai at the top of the key. They get it down to Emery. She misses a good off. No, there's another miss. So quick, let's start 0 for 2. But there's, of course, Addison Borgen right there in the middle, getting her first rebound of the night. She leads this team with 16.2 rebounds per game. She's going to run a lot. That's a 3 from the corner. That one's down. Almost goes down and out. Rebounded. Kick out. There's a right corner 3 from number 12, Paige Farber. That one's off the mark, but another offensive rebound. So 2 offensive rebounds so far here for Park Hill South. Slowing it down. It looks like they're in a box and one. Yes, they are. They're in a box and one. They're face guarding this junior guard, Addison Borgen. So it's a soft box and one. They're not putting a lot of pressure. Another open 3 from Paige Farber. That one's off the mark. They're going to call an offensive foul on Borgen.
Garbage foul number 13, Emery Oman.
So, no, they're going to switch that to a call on Emery Oman. So that's her first team foul. So originally they called that on Park Hill South, I thought, but they switched it. So the left out of bounds play. This turns into an 18-footer. She misses off the mark. Good rebounded by Katana. There's going to be a foul going the other way. That one's on Paige Farber of Park Hill South. Paige is the second leading scorer on this Park Hill South team with 7.2 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, 1.3 assists per game, and 3.5 steals per game. I do want to point out, they turn the ball over an awful lot. So that's one thing. That one, at the free throw line. That one was the night. Carringer, her first points of the night. And Lafayette takes up to a lead just a little under a minute 30 into this one. And this is part that makes Addison so hard to guard. She's going to play the point. She's going to play down low. Now she finds herself down low. But this left baseline drive. Midi stops, pulls up, gets it to go. That one looked way too easy for the junior. Lafayette finding themselves fast up the floor here. They're kind of going to high-low action where they're cutting their 2 big girls. That one, Emery Oman, that one's deep. Rebounded by Davidson. She throws it out there. That's going to be big on the start. Make sure that one doesn't go out of bounds. Right side. They're doing a good job of moving the ball. Good defense there by Borch, and that one's going to be out of bounds. So a physical matchup here. Park Hill South, this is a very physical Lafayette team. So if Park Hill South, they got to match the physicality exactly like that. That is the physicality that Lafayette is going to bring all night long. It is just body after body. There, that was Emery Oman. She gets her first points of the night. She had herself a game 2 nights ago against Mid-Buck where they took them down 41-25. This is a defensively sound team. They lock it up. They're only allowing 24.4 points per game through 8 games. That average is down 9 points. That is a right wing 3, though. That one's no good. Rebounded, so it's tough out of this box and one. They're having a hard time rebounding here early in this one. That's a right wing 3 from the former sister. That was Nora Farber, the freshman, from 3, and they take the lead 5-4 here with 4:55 to go in the first quarter. So that's that box and one. There's been a lot of open 3s. That's a turnover there. Farber out in front of everybody. She's got a wide open lane. Davidson's going to stop her. They're going to call a foul going up for the layup. That one's probably going to be on the sophomore guard, Kinley Davidson. Yes, that is exactly what that's going to be. So coming in, checking in for Lafayette after this free throw will be Rosalind McDermott, and she has been out for 2 games because of sickness. There's Nora's 4th points of the game already. So she's the 3rd leading scorer on this team, just averaging 5.3 points per game. As you can see, she has 4 of the 6 already here in this first quarter. So maybe a little help around Addison, and this team can maybe start to really pick up some things. They just need some help. Addison, she's averaging 28 points per game, as we said before, 16 rebounds. It is a crazy double-double that she's averaging right now. Park Hill South takes a 7-4 lead. So here they find themselves back against the 2-3 zone. They get it to the high post. There's a right wing three from Katana Bigham. That one's off the mark. Rebounded by Rosalind McDermott. She takes it, but she's getting met right in the middle. The 6'2 guard slash forward. That one's, and there's just physicality. Emery Oman just bodies the living crap out of Addison Borgen there. There was nothing she could do with that. I mean, that is the physicality they're going to bring all night long. It is body, body, body there from Lafayette. That's what they did to Mid-Buck the other night. They did that a lot to Central. Lincoln Prep they did against. They've really started to pick up this physicality three. That one's off the bottom of the backboard. Rosalind ends up with it at the bottom of the pile. She's pushing the pace. She's going to have to pull it out as it was a 4-on-2. That's a kick out. Left wing three from Davidson. That one's off the mark. Rebounded there from Park Hill South, Sarah Lindstrom. So we'll wait on the call here. So they're going to call a double foul. That'll be the second on Emery Oman here in the first quarter. So usually you don't see a lot of double fouls called. She's going to have to come out of the game. Checking in for Lafayette is the junior guard, Shay Davidson. And then rechecking back in is the freshman guard, Nene Ross. So they're back to face guarding her. Now it's Roslyn. They're not really face guarding her. It's just kind of a soft man that they're playing on her. This is what's going to make the height difference here. She's going to take this to the right side. She's going to take it. She's going to finish strong. That was just way too easy. They're going to have to find a little bit of an answer here. That's her 4th points of the night. She is going to make sure that she finds her way to score. That one's off the foot, and that's out of bounds. So after Lafayette started strong with physicality, Emery Oman has come out of the game, and then that leads to now they're having to guard Addison with Roslyn, who is a big height difference, not just height difference, but just a big body difference. So we'll have to see how long they can leave Emery out of this game before you really start to have to think about bringing her in just to guard Addison. The tough thing is now she has 2 fouls here early, so you want to make sure you keep her out of that. If you're picking up her 3rd before half, they're going to call a hand-checking foul here. Oh, no, they're going to call a charge. So that one's on number 12, Paige Farber. Her 3rd. That's her 2nd in the game. So they're going to have to pull her, and this is not a deep roster. That one's off the foot. Oh, Roslyn, good job there. Good hustle there for both of them, but Nene Ross comes out with it. Roslyn pushing the pace, but has to get slowed out, but she's going to pull it back out. And hit to attack. I'm sorry, number 32 for Lafayette. Emily Dolkin checked in for the Fighting Irish. That one's off the mark. So Noah Farber, who really hasn't shown a whole lot in this game, is really starting to stand out here early. That's going to be a travel in the left corner there. She moved her feet a little too much. Checking in for Lafayette. Back in is number 22, Katana Bigham, and number 25, Abigail Colzer, the sophomore. So as you can see here, they've already played 10 girls in this game. So they've gone 10 deep already at Lafayette. Park Hill South doesn't even have that option as they only have 8 on the team. Ross looks at the 3. She decides to pull a midi. That one's off the mark. Borgen with the rebound, pushing the pace up the middle. Bigham does a good job of stopping the ball. That's a turnaround midi. That one's off the mark. Right wing got it. Finds it. Top of the key. She looks at it. No. Kicks out. Katana Bigham for 3. That one's left short. And rebounded by Farber again. So she grabs her 3rd board already in this game, along with the 5 points she has. So she's already matched her average that she's got at 5.3 points per game and 3 rebounds per game. Right wing, that's a top of the key three for Farber. That one's left short. Rebounded by Ross and pushing it up the right side. Up the right side she goes. She's going to have to pull it out. She gets it back to the top of the key. Good job moving the ball here. We'll see how long Parkdale South stays in this 2-3 zone. We haven't seen a lot of it this year. Good high-low action. She's met, but a good job of finding the baseline cutter there. That's going to be Farber's first, and that'll be number 32, Emily Dolkin, going to the line to shoot 2 for the Fighting Irish. First one, she gets it to go, so she cuts it to a 2-point lead for Parkdale South. We got a minute 06 left to go here in the first quarter. Checking in for the Fighting Irish, number 45, Corona Stewart Mazzi, the freshman. So there's 11 that they've played now. She gets a second one to go. So Emily has 2 back in the game for the Irish is number 10, Tinley Davidson, and number 11, Roslyn McDevitt. So now they've put Katana Bigham on Addison. Finds the right wing. Bigham Bolsham's got it right corner. They dribble. It's a good job there from Roslyn McDevitt. And then they're going to call a foul. So they actually had the double team. Maybe even they had the steal. But a good job there from Addison to control the ball. So both teams have 4 fouls now. So the next one will put them to the bonus. We got 50.9 seconds left here in the first quarter. We've only seen one substitution here from Parkdale South. Nora Farber, left wing. That's deep. Rebounded by Rosa McDevitt. She's going to push it up the floor. She's going to beat everybody down there, but she misses the little mid-range floater. And that one's going to be on Borgen, so that's going to be her second already here in the first quarter. So Addison Borgen has 2. You also have Paige Farber that has 2. So now, since that was an offensive foul, they won't go to the line. That's got to be close to 5. Almost gets the 5-second call, but that one's going to be knocked out of bounds off the hands of Parkdale South. Checking back into the game for Lafayette's number 23, Lanai Carringer. We got 33.2 seconds left here on the clock. It's a 9-8 lead for Parkdale South. Exactly what I thought it would be is just a defensive. That one's no good. Off the mark. Rebounded Lanaya. Rebounded again. That one's off the mark and then rebounded by Addison Borgen. So they had 3 chances there for the Irish. Borgen pushing it up the court. Kick out. Right corner 3. That one's way deep. So we got 15 seconds left here in the first quarter. We're down to 12. Left. Mid-range jumper for Bigham. That one's off the mark. Rebounded by Lafayette again. They're on the floor. That's going to be a jump ball with 4.7 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Lafayette will retain possession, so they'll still have a chance to maybe get a last-second shot off here with 4.7 seconds left here in the first quarter. Right back in. That's a right wing 3 for Davidson. That one's off the mark. So Lafayette's had their chances here in the first quarter. They trail Parkdale South 9-8. And now here's your thing. You got Emery Oman for Lafayette, who has all her fouls, and you have Addison Borgen and Nora Farber, the top 2 scorers. Paige Farber, the top 2 scorers for Parkdale South, but both have 2. So you're running into foul trouble here early. Lafayette's one of their best players, and then the best 2 players for Parkdale South. The thing about it is Parkdale South hasn't brought Paige Farber back in the game. You can't take Addison out of the game, or there goes your whole game plan, your whole offense, which you run everything through. So you're finding yourself in a tough spot here if you're Parkdale South. Lafayette, they've played 12 girls already in this game, so they're a little deeper. It looks like Emery Oman's going to come back into the game. The The same 5 coming back out here for Park Hill South. Farber has it right wing, back to the top of the key. Good ball moving there. That's a corner 3 from Park Hill. That one's off the mark, rebounded by Omont. So good ball movement there to get wide open. Oh, another wide open shot if your Park Hill South just couldn't get it to go. Katana left wing. Good pass. Good entry pass there. That one's off the mark. Rebounded by Omont. She's going to take her way to the rack. That one kicked out. Left corner 3 from Davidson. That one's left short. Rebounded there. Chance after chance. And Lafayette Carringer finally gets one to go. And Lafayette retakes the lead for the first time since the 6:30 mark in the first quarter. They lead 10-9 here. We're just under a minute into this second quarter. Emery's back. That one's going to be a turnover from number 2, Gabby King. McDevitt all the way to the rack. She's going to that one to go. So a little scoring run. Timeout. Park Hill South. So a little scoring run that Lafayette's going on here to start off this second quarter. It's now, I believe, it's now 5 unanswered points. Sorry, it's now 6 unanswered points for Lafayette. And Coach wants a timeout. So now we'll see where the offense goes without Addison Borgen in the game. Barber's going to get it on the right side. Now they're just going to straight man everything up, and this is what Lafayette is best at doing. Top of the key. Good take there. There's going to be a foul. They're going to call that one on Lanaya Carringer. So that's going to be her first. And that's going to be Sarah Lindstrom going to the line, the junior guard. That one off the mark. So this 6-point lead stays a 6-point lead. We got a minute 25 left here in the second quarter. Second one up and away. That one's off the mark too. So she goes 0 for 2 at the line. So Carringer gets away with one there. Staying in the 2-3. There's just nobody big in the middle now. Katana, that one's off the mark. Rebounded in there. That is Sophie Osterhaus, the senior, the 5'10 forward. She's got it all. That is a good hustle there from Lindstrom to meet her. McDevitt has it. That's going to be a double dribble there on Rosa McDevitt. So another turnover there for Lafayette. They've had some chances here to maybe pull this one within 8, 10, maybe 12 at some points, but they just can't go on runs. Park Hill South's hanging around here without their two best players on the floor. We got 40 seconds left here in this first quarter. 40 and counting. That was stolen by Katana. Off to the races is Lafayette. They're going to push the pace. Lanaya Carringer. That one won't fall. That's going to be the freshman carry on that one to follow. And Lafayette's leads back up to 8. That one's off the foot. And now with 18 seconds left, Lafayette's going to slow it down for the last shot. Up to Katana. Katana drives. Can't find anywhere to go. She gets it. Gets it to go. So Lafayette, what was it, 1 point, a 4-point lead. There's a 6-0 run here. 3, 2, 1. They're not even going to get a shot off. That one's no good. And Lafayette's going to take a 10-point lead into halftime. What was it, 1 point, a 4-point lead. Borgen then picked up her third foul, and that just led to a whole bunch of chaos for Park Hill South on the offensive end. Lafayette goes on a 6-0 run and takes a 10-point lead into the half. What a fun one this has been. 25-15, Lafayette leads. Borgen leads Park Hill South girls with 10 points. While Lafayette is led by Lanai Carringer with 8 points. We will be back after this halftime. Thank you guys for joining us here on the High School Holiday Hoops Classic presented by the St. Joseph's Missouri Sports Commission and United Fiber.
during tonight's game is the Pacific Stadium, located on the concourse area through the Pacific Arena, operated by Pizza Ranch, down with AAA building at the entrance of the arena. This is one of the fast gas locations now featuring Godfather Foods Express. We strive to be the leader in convenience store with fast service, clean car, grill, and staff ready to assist. All payments attending tonight's game represent 20% off their Godfather's Pizza order. You order online by entering the code SJ Sports at Godfathers.com. Fast gas. You're in St. Joe since 1928. Shout out is brought to you by Verisonic Systems Construction, whether it's a new house or new shop.
Welcome back in here to downtown St. Joe, here at the Civic Arena, as we here are in Game 3 of the High School Holiday Hoops Classic, presented by the St. Joseph Sports Commission and United Fiber. Fast, reliable, and local. I tell you what, Park Hill South has found them in an uphill battle, but it's been Lafayette that's caused the issue. It hasn't been a Park Hill South forced issue. It's been a Lafayette forcing the issue on Park Hill South. It's been all Emery Omon. She has locked Addison Borgen up in the second half. There's not much better Lafayette could do on the defensive end. On the offensive end, all I can say is maybe shoot the ball a little bit better from three. They don't need to do much more, though. If they can just keep playing defense, I think they're going to be okay. Their high-low action has really worked. If they can get Addison extended maybe to the free throw line just a slightest bit more, that will open up a little bit more for Lafayette Carringer. But besides that, there's not much more to say for Lafayette. They've had one of their best halves of basketball against maybe one of the best teams they've played, by far the best player they have played. For Park Hill South, there's some things that got to be fixed. You also had Paige Farber, who picked up her third foul really early in the second quarter, and then you had Addison Borgia, who picked up her third foul with about 3 minutes left in the second quarter. Since then, it was a 6-0 win from Lafayette, but it's really been, can you get Borgia going? Can you get Farber going? I mean, you got Nora that she's contributed a little bit in this second half. Lafayette's going to start with the basketball here. We got 10 seconds till tip-off here in this. Oh, sorry, not till tip. We got 10 seconds till this second half kicks off.
St. Joe's Sports Commission for first support of holidays.
Here we go. The second half kicks off between Lafayette and Park Hill South. Out here for Lafayette. Here is Rosalind McDevitt, Emery Omon. You got Lanaya Carringer. You have Nina Ross, and you have Katana Bigham. For Park Hill South, you have number 12, Paige Farber, number 14, Sarah Lindstrom, number 23, Nora Farber, number 2, Gabby King, and number 1, Addison Borgen. So the starting five is out here for Park Hill South. The starting five is not out here for left wing three from Gabby King. That one's off the mark. That foul's going to be on Emery Omar. That's her third. So she did a good job of staying out of foul trouble in the second quarter. She picks up her third here under a minute into the third quarter. 7:27 left in the third quarter, and Emery Omar's got her third. That is not what you wanted if you're Lafayette. She has guarded Borgen like no other. Borgen tries to float her from the free throw line. She can't get it to go. Roslyn bringing it up the floor, back in the 2-3 is Park Hill South. They're starting to bring these two top girls up a little bit more than they did in the first half. That Roslyn met by Borgen. Good kick out there to Ross, but Ross is going to travel, shuffle her feet. And so another turnover here for Lafayette. There was one thing that I bet Coach said. Well, there was one thing I bet Coach Madsen said at halftime was we just got to take care of the basketball just a little bit more. At one point, they had a chance to maybe stretch this to maybe 12, 14, and against a player like Addison, you gotta stretch that lead. They're triple teaming her inside as she tries to post up a little bit more. Cross-court pass. That one's not even gonna make it there. Good steal there. Up the court. That pass isn't even gonna make it. Good hustle here. That ball's gonna be off of Gabby King. And Lafayette's going to retain some possession. So some chaos there up and down the floor. All she had to do was throw it up to Borgen and just let her go catch it. Instead, she throws it just a little short and allows Emery to go get that one. So turnover there by the two teams. They go to a little dribble handoff action. Two girls at the high post. They're starting to extend these top two girls just a little bit more. Good defense there by Sarah Lindstrom. Right wing three. That one's no good. Rebounded by Farber. So the second best player on this Park Hill South team was out most of that second quarter. Kick. Left wing, left corner. That one's no good. Another turnover there by King. Up the court to Ross. There's going to be an offensive foul on Ross. And so another turnover by her. And another wasted possession by Lafayette. They have had chance after chance after chance to take a 12, 14, 16-point lead, but turnovers have just kept this game at 10 and allowed Park Hill South just to stay right in this. Lindstrom maybe shuffled her feet a little bit. Right wing three from Nora Farber. That one's good. So Farber has got 8 in this one. That's a season high for Nora. Sorry, that is not a season high for Nora Farber. But that's her 8th. She's 3 points above her season average. And Park Hill South has cut this one to 7. If they want to win this game, they're going to have to do that. I mean, as you look at this game, they cannot rely on Borgen. Farber has stepped up big time in this one to keep Park Hill South in this game. Emery Omon tries to take it to the rack. She gets up a little slow. Good pass to Paige. But that's going to be a travel. She couldn't find her footing. And a turnover there. Timeout. Irish. A 30-second timeout. So with 5:02 left here in the third quarter, scoreless drought here for Lafayette for 2 minutes and 48 seconds. Sorry, 2 minutes and 58 seconds. But the difference is their defense has just played so well that they've been able to go on maybe these little scoring droughts, and they're still in this game. So the scoring drought hasn't affected return the same. All 10 girls come back out that were on the floor before. Extended pressure there by Lindstrom. And another timeout here by the Irish. And a full timeout. So 15 seconds later, we got another one. That was good defense there by Lindstrom, though. She single-handedly just one, she gets that one to go. So it's back to 12. That's her 12th point of the game. Sorry, she missed the first one. That's her 11th point to the game. Guarded at the top of the key. Good job there to keep it to one side of the floor. Good. Oh, almost a really good pass there. Back to the top, back to the free throw line. There's nothing there. Maybe getting a little bit of touchy here. Farber. Good move there from McDevitt. Good move there to get a baseline and go finish the layup. There was no backside help there. She fakes back to the middle, goes baseline and gets the finish. That is her 5th point of the game. And they lead by 13 once again. That one's off the mark. Farber, open layup, no good. Farber, back up again, no good. Rebounded there by Lafayette. And then out of bounds, so another turnover for the Irish. The struggle of taking care of the basketball continues here for Lafayette. So inbounding, here's Borgen, she gets it out. That's a left wing, take, drive. That one's high off the glass, no good. Farber rebounds out to her sister. Right corner three for Farber, that one's good. A much needed three here with 15 seconds left on the game clock. It's back to 10. They need a defensive stop. Big time here. We got 5, 4, 3, 2. Davidson's got it. That one's well short. So a big needed three there from Paige Farber. Cuts the lead to 10. She grabs that is her first points of the game. So the second leading scorer for Park Hill South grabs her first points of the game with 15 seconds left in the second quarter. Park Hill South trails this one 33-23. We got 1 quarter remaining. We got 8 minutes left in this one. It is a 33-23 lead for Lafayette. We will be right back. It is a 33-23 lead. Park Hill South returning the same 5 they had out there. Nora, right wing 3. That one's off the mark. Good rebound there from Paige forward. That one's off the mark. That one's going to be so good job there for the officials to figure it out. That ball did go off Linnea Carringer's hand. So 13 seconds here into the fourth quarter. Park Hill South's going to get it back, and a much needed. Right corner 3, Borgen off the mark. That's her first 3 attempt of this game. She's just attempted. That's just her 12th 3 attempt. Got it though. Gabby King, much needed there. This one's down to 7. A 7-point game and a 6-0 run here from Park Hill South. At the end in the last 30-ish seconds, we got 7:20 left here in the fourth quarter. Park Hill South's picking up the intensity. Ross, a good find there. Wow. What beautiful basketball tonight. Carringer has her 10th point to the game. And it's back to 9. Baseline drive, nothing going there. Good find down the middle. And she can't get it, and that's a turnover there from Park Hill South. 9-point game, 6:53 left here in the fourth quarter. Top of the key has it. That's a left corner three. Or sorry, a left corner two. Misses short. Rebounded there by Oman. And then she throws it off of Farber. So it's going to be Lafayette basketball. I had a hard time seeing that one as I had multiple players in my way, but that is going to be Lafayette basketball. Physicality. Just physicality there from Emery Oman. And what was a 7-point game is back to 11. Lafayette controlling this one with 6:20 left here in the fourth quarter. Borgen's got it. Left baseline drive. She's going to be fouled. She's going to go a line to shoot two, and maybe she's going to have to start getting takeover mode if she wants to come back in this one.
Second.
She just has 12 points today. This will be her fifth and sixth free throw attempts on the night. She gets that one to go, so it's back to a 10-point lead here for Lafayette. The second one here is good. So she's up to 14, I'm sorry. She's a leading scorer in this game. So in a game that feels like she hasn't done anything, she leads all 10 in scoring. Extending the pressure there. So that one at the top of the key was a foul on number 14, Sarah Lindstrom. She's got 3 now. So to add to the Park Hill South foul trouble, Sarah Lindstrom, who started this game for them, has 3 fouls also. Borgen's done a good job with 3 still. Paige Farber still only has 3, so they haven't picked up 1 in the second half. That is Bigham. That one's falling short. A 10-point game here. Borgen gets it. That one's doesn't go down though. So a 10-point game here with 5:41 to go. That one's good. So that cuts it to 9, but I thought that was 8. I believe it was 37-28 before the free throw. Scoreboard says 37-28 now. That one doesn't go. Farber gets the rebound, gets it to go. So that's a huge swing. Back to 7, back to where we were just over a minute ago. 5:30 left here in the final quarter. Wide open at the middle. She decides not to pull it, swinging it to Ross. Ross finds, good job by Farber there, taking over this one. Just hustle plays. And then Lindstrom has it, finds Nora has it. Right wing 3 from Nora Farber. That one's off the mark. Pushing it up the floor is Ross. Back to the top of the key. Lafayette up 7. That one's off the mark. Rebounded by Borgen. Pushing the floor. Off the mark. Rebounded. Farber. Farber gets the layup. We got a 5-point game with 4:40 to go. Lafayette starting to find themselves in some trouble. Park Hill South climbing back into this one. Good defense there from Lindstrom once again. Top of the key working. She's worked all fourth quarter. Davidson has it. Davidson drives, kicks it to Ross. Ross over. Lanaya just a little bit bigger in the paint. She gets the lead back to 7. We got 4:05 to go here in the fourth quarter. And just when you felt the momentum going to Park Hill South, it's back to Lafayette. Attacking. Oh! And they call a foul on the arm. They got her. That's Nia Carringer. That's her fourth. And the size of her could really affect this one if she would pick up her fifth. At the line, gets that one to go. I tell you what, Sarah Lindstrom, she may not have all the points on the board, that being her first points of the night. She has worked all night on the defensive end at the top of this 2-3 zone and just kind of kept them in this one. They trail by 6 here with 3:50 to go. That one's off the mark. Rebounded by Shea Davidson. And then once again, picked up by Lindstrom in the full court. Take Ross. She has to kick it back out. And now you maybe start to see them slow things down just a little bit more than what they were before. Right wing thought about it, didn't take it though. Finds Emery Dunn. You remember there's a shot clock in this one, so you can't hold it all day. That one's way off the mark. Rebounded by Farber. Farber's going to push it up the floor. We got a 6-point game here with 3:12 to go. Left corner three. That one's good. We got ourselves a 3-point game. Timeout Park Hill South. And a 39-36 ball game with 2:59 to go in the fourth quarter. Lafayette has now found themselves in some trouble, and Park Hill South has climbed their way all the way back. It was just an 11-point game just a little over 2.5 minutes ago. It was down to 3. A couple big shots from King, a couple big defensive plays by Sarah Lindstrom, and now the stagnant offense we talked about over maybe them 3 to 4 minute stretches from Lafayette may be coming back to bite them here late. We'll be back at the following of this timeout. It was a full 60-second timeout. We are back here, 2:59 left in Game 3 of the Holiday Hoops Classic in downtown St. Joseph. The press here picks it up from Park Hill South. They break it just fine, just on the dribble. And now, once again though, there's a shot clock. That's going to be Lindstrom's fourth. So Lindstrom's fourth in this one. She's got 4. Borgen has 3. Farber has 3. King has none. Good defense there by Farber. Just 20 seconds left here on the shot clock. 2:30 to go here in the fourth quarter. Kick out, left wing. Davidson thought about it. Didn't take it though. Cross-court pass. Then she finds, and she gets it to go. That's a huge there from Carringer. And it's back to a 5-point lead. We got 2:15 to go in the first quarter. Maybe don't have time to slow it down here as they think about it. 2:08 to go. Right corner three. Lindstrom off the mark. Rebounded by Oman, and she goes to the floor hard. That's going to be on King. That's just her first year. That's team foul number 3 on Park Hill South. Lafayette has 3 team fouls. We got 1:59 left here in this fourth period. A 5-point lead for the Irish. Go ahead and clear everything out of your Lafayette. Bring it up the floor is McDevitt. That one's going to stay with Lafayette. 24 seconds here on the shot clock. 1:47 to go here in this fourth period. A 5-point lead for the Irish. The Irish have 2 timeouts left. Park Hill South has 3. right corner. In. Oman. Get it to goal. Almost a really good finish there. It just wouldn't find the bottom of the net. Minute 30 left. 5-point game. Don't have time to slow it down if you're Park Hill South here. That one's going to be out of bounds. Minute 22 left here in this one. Park Hill South slowing things down a little bit more than you may want to see a little bit more urgency here from the Panthers with minute 22 left. Forward, that was blocked. Not in my house, says Lion Carringer. And that is a huge stop. Park Hill South man to start thinking about fouling here. Good move there by Oman. That's going to be Addison's fourth in the game. Timeout, Lafayette, a full timeout. 1:07 to go, a 5-point lead for Lafayette. Emery Oman will be at the line, shooting 2 when we return.